Good morning, everyone. My name is Teri. I'm here at the Rooster Farm in beautiful British Columbia. This morning, I was going to make some bread, so I thought it would be a good opportunity for my first video to share how I make bread. I make lots of different kinds of bread. I make sourdough and other recipes, but this recipe is just one that I found really easy to do. In 3 hours, I have 2 loaves of fresh bread, so I can start it in the morning, and at lunchtime we're eating bread. I got the recipe off of YouTube. It was recommended to everyone from Jessica Sowards from Roots and Refuge Farm. I guess the person that she follows makes this bread, and so I watched it and I've made it. I've sort of changed it up a little bit, but for the most part, it's exactly how I saw it on YouTube. So the recipe is very simple. There's hardly any kneading. I'm using my KitchenAid mixer. So we're going to start off with 3 cups of white flour. I'm going to use the bread making attachment. Put that on. Then it calls for a 1/4 cup of white sugar, a 1/4 cup of oil. I use olive oil. You can use vegetable oil, canola oil, whatever oil you want. Just 1/4 cup of oil. 2½ teaspoons of salt. I used Himalayan salt. I've used either kinds of salt and they all work. So 2½ teaspoons. And then it requires 1½ tablespoons of yeast, and I'm using just Fleischmann's yeast. And then the last ingredient is 2 3/4 cups of very hot water, not boiling, but very hot. Just run your tap for a few minutes just to get it really hot. Actually, I don't need this on. So this part, take it off there. Just gonna mix it with my spatula. It's quite watery, and it's gonna be sort of like the consistency of a pancake batter. And you just mix it all in. I'll show you when I'm finished here what it kind of looks like. So you can sort of see it's quite sloppy. And then after you've mixed it, you just cover it with a towel and set it in a warm spot. Just cover it with a towel. And my kitchen is cold. It over here. I have just a thrift store pot tray that I use, and I just set it up beside it, and I set my timer for 10 minutes. Hey Google, set the timer for 10 minutes.
10 minutes, starting now.
I'll be back. Hey Google, turn off timer. There we go. So you can see it's the yeast is starting to work. Maybe you can't see, but there's some little bubbles, air bubbles on top. So now I am gonna put it on the Mix Master or the KitchenAid here. It's really warm. Put in my attachment. And then all we need to do now is add 3 more cups of flour. I'm not sifting, don't have to sift, just 3 level scoops of flour. Before I start to mix it, I just kind of mix the flour in a little bit so it doesn't fly everywhere when I turn the KitchenAid on. If you don't have a KitchenAid, that's okay. You can still do the recipe. It just makes it a little bit faster. But you're basically just mixing it till it's combined. It's not like 10 minutes or anything like that. It's just a matter of just mixing it till it's all combined. Start slow so the flour doesn't go everywhere. Stop it and mix the flour again. While that's mixing, I just get a bowl and I put some oil in the bottom of it so you can plunk your dough ball into there and let it rise, and then it won't stick to your bowl. Sort of starting to form a ball here. A bit longer. It is really sticky and it's going to stick to everything. That's okay, that's how it's supposed to be. It helps to have your hands oiled a little bit, then you can lift it out. So sometimes there's some little hard, I don't know what it is about the Mix Master, but there's these little hard pieces that don't seem to go into the ball. Just sort of use your hands and mix a little bit more of the stuff, but there's stuff that's left over, like this kind of stuff. You can try and push it into the ball, But, and so, kind of looks like that. I kind of shape it into, get rid of the gloppy bits that aren't mixing in. That's normal. And it is really sticky, and I just plunk it into my bowl, plunk it, and then I flip it on the other side so the oil is on the top as well. And so it kind of looks like that. And then you go and put it back beside your heat, or if your kitchen is hot, just cover it with a towel. That's it. Set the timer. Hey Google, set timer for 1 hour.
1 hour, starting now.
Clean up my dishes, and we'll see you in an hour. While I'm waiting for my bread to be done, I'm gonna feed the pigs. Let you see that. You can hear them, they are hungry. Hey guys, are you hungry? Hey, you're hungry? It's coming. Hold on. Here. Have to distract them, or else they won't let you in. Look out, guys. They're getting so big now. So we give them a bunch of stuff that we pick up from the grocery stores. We pick up a lot of the old produce and things, and they just love it. So now I'm going to give them some pellets. I'm back again. I'm going to give them a big bucket full of their proper food that they're supposed to have. Oh, I gotta watch that. Guys are getting so big. We're trying to have a water system where they don't dump their water all the time. It still happens. all part of farming. There they are, all happy. Hey. Back in to check on the bread. There's my Ruby girl, $2,200 puppy. Poor old Ruby just had to have her uterus taken out last Monday. And we thought we were going to lose her, but she's lost probably 10 pounds, but she's on the mend, aren't you, girly? Hey? Oh, you're going to sit down. Okay. You're such a good girl. All right, so let's head back here. There's one of our trout ponds that's empty. And another one on the right-hand side. They're so pretty when they're full of water, but it's kind of doesn't make much sense when we don't have any fish to fill them. But maybe in the fall. Walk over here towards where the chickens are. A lot of them are inside, I think, laying some eggs because there's not a lot outside. Just have to show you my beautiful sunflower. So pretty. We've had some really great weather in the last few days. Quite the change from all the rain we've been having, but I'm watering all the time. And anyways, there it is. Beautiful. Hey, it's been an hour, hands washed, and it's ready to do the next step. Hey Google, turn off timer. I'm just gonna bring the camera over here and kind of show you that it's got a little bit of a bump on it. Bring it back over here. So it feels nice and warm. Lift it up. I don't know if you can see, it's risen a lot. Probably almost tripled in size. So what I'm going to do now is the recipe will make 2 loaves of bread. And in the recipe on YouTube, when I was watching it, they said that she just greases the bread pans and then bakes it like that. I've never been able to have all the bread come out easily. It sticks to it, so what I do now is I use a piece of parchment paper, just cut so it's big enough to fit in the bottom and or on the sides of the loaf pan. You don't have to grease or do anything, you just basically have to push it into the pan like that. Push them in on both sides, and then I'm gonna get a knife, and I'm just gonna slice down the middle so that I have even sections here. Deflate a little bit. It is still really sticky now, but that's okay. That's normal. Grab your half. Oh, see how sticky it is? Anyways, so I just kind of form it into what looks like this kind of the shape of a bread and drop it into your parchment paper. Doesn't look pretty, but it should. And the same with the other one. It will leave the pan or the bowl. Just super easy. All right, and drop that in. Kind of fix it a little bit if it's kind of deformed a little bit. It doesn't really matter. It all tastes the same. I'm gonna wash my hands. And now we're gonna set it back over there against the heat again. See what it kind of looks like? It's kind of sloppy, but just put it back over there next to the heat. I'm gonna cover it up with my towel again. Cover it up with my towel. And I'm gonna set the time for 1 more hour, and then we can put it in the oven. But halfway through this hour, you need to set your oven to 350 degrees. Hey Google, set timer for 1 hour.
All right, 1 hour, and we're starting now.
Be back again. While I'm waiting for my bread to rise, I'm going to water my tomatoes. This year I put all my tomatoes in buckets. Not practical. It takes hours to water them. So I learned this year, or next year, sorry, they're not going to be in pots. I'm going to obviously maybe build some little raised beds that go all the way down the path, and put some drip hoses so I don't spend my whole life watering. But I've got the time this morning, so that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm back after another hour. I'm just gonna show you the bread. And it has risen quite nicely. Just gonna put the camera back. I've got my oven on to 350 degrees. Middle rack, depending on how hot your oven is, but my oven's it's pretty good, 30 to 35 minutes. Just keep an eye on it. It's just gonna be nice and brown on the top. Okay, we'll see you in 30 to 35 minutes. Bye. My bread is ready. Hey Google, turn off timer. Move it out of the oven. Looks really good. Nice and brown on top. There we go. Looks really good. And it's super easy because I've used the parchment paper. Just have to, the bread falls right out of the thing, and I just put it on my cooking rack to cool. No issues taking it out. It goes straight off. The pans are clean. No cleaning pans. And look at that. Beautiful white bread. Have to let it cool a little bit before you cut it, but it's so yummy. So that is how you can bake white bread. Basically, it takes just over 2.5 hours. The 2.5 hours is just waiting for it to rise and bake, and probably like 10 minutes prep time. Super easy, you get lots done while you're making it. So I really hope that you've enjoyed learning how to make bread. I hope that you will subscribe to my channel to be able to follow what I'm planning to do next. I'm going to be making chicken fajitas. So please like my channel, subscribe to my channel, and until next time, this is Teri from Rooster Farm. Bye for now.